Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a process that's really at the heart of every single great learning experience: instructional design. Think of it as the secret sauce that can turn a super complicated topic into something that's actually clear and easy to understand. You know that feeling when you watch an explainer and you just think, wow, I finally get it? Have you ever wondered what really goes on behind the scenes to make that happen? I mean, how do you take a really complex idea and just make it click? Well, today, we're not just going to talk about the theory. We're going to show you. Together, you and I are going to build this very explainer, step by step, using the exact process we're talking about. I know it's a little meta, but honestly, it's the absolute best way to see the magic happen in real time. So where do we start? Well, for any journey, you need a map, right? A clear framework that's going to guide us from this raw idea all the way to the finished product. And for us, that framework is the instructional design process itself. Now, the source material lays out 5 core steps. To make things super clear for us today, we've bundled them into 3 main phases. First, we analyze and objectify. Second, we design and storyboard. And finally, we measure for success. So let's dive in and see how we actually used this for the very thing you're watching right now. All right, first things first. Every single great project kicks off right here. This is what I call the analyze and objectify phase. Before you can build anything, you've got to understand the what and the why with total clarity. So first up is requirement analysis. It sounds kind of fancy, but for this project, it was just asking 3 really simple questions. Who's this for? Well, you, a focused learner. What's the content? The 5 steps of instructional design. And what are our limits? A 5-minute runtime and using simple, focused slides. And just like that, our project has a clear definition. Okay, analysis done. Now we need an objective. And this sentence right here, this became our North Star for the entire project. It's not some vague hope, it's a specific, clear promise to you. Every single decision we made from this point forward, all of it, had to serve this one single goal. All right, so we've got our goal, awesome. But, a goal without a plan is really just a wish, right? And that's where our second phase comes in, design and storyboard. This is where we turn that objective into an actual blueprint. The most important tool in this phase is the storyboard. Seriously, think of it like the architectural plan for our explainer. It lays out everything slide by slide, what you're going to see and what I'm going to say, to make sure the visuals and the story work together perfectly. So why is this so important? I mean, why bother? Well, storyboarding gets everyone on the same page, which saves a ton of time and money. But even more importantly, it forces you to make your message crystal clear. And it lets you spot any confusing parts before you've wasted any time recording. Okay, now this is where it gets really cool. This isn't just some example, this is the actual storyboard we made for the very next part of this explainer. We planned out the transition, the big visual, and exactly what I was gonna say. Ready? Let's see it in action. But how do we know if our design works? We set a clear target. And that brings us to our third and final phase, measuring for success. Our goal, 90% viewer recall of the 5 steps. Yep, that's our measurable outcome. It's not just us hoping you learned something. It's a real, concrete target that we're aiming for with this whole thing. And that right there is the perfect example of a measurable outcome. It's not a fuzzy feeling, it's a hard number. It's the metric that tells us, yes, the learning objective we set way back in phase 1 was a success. It's what closes the loop on the entire process. So, there you have it. In just a couple of minutes, we've walked through the entire process from start to finish, all by building this explainer together, right here, right now. And now, it's your turn to think like an instructional designer. Just remember this super powerful loop. We took those 5 core principles and put them into 3 simple phases you can actually use. First, you analyze and set your objective. Second, you design and storyboard. And third, you define how you're going to measure for success. And that is the real power of this whole thing. It's a system you can use again and again to take any big, complicated idea, no matter how intimidating it seems, and turn it into something that's super clear, super effective, and actually helps people get it. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one last thought. You now have the blueprint. You have the tools to create clarity. So the only question left is, what's the first complex idea you're going to tackle?